Dear learners, now we will discuss management information system, system analysis and control. One thing is that any organization wants to survive and take many decisions in their times of operation. So, decision making is most important function in any organization. Planning, organizing, everything is necessary in each and everywhere. Every aspect, use of information is most important. Right information in right time can give a better boost for taking better decision, and thus the information regarding the organizations from all aspects to be procured systematically, to be organized systematically and managed, and the human manual process is not sufficient. So computerized information management techniques and procedures are very much important, from where right information at right time can be obtained to achieve a desired decision, or we can apply a fair planning. So everywhere use of information is most important. The present age is known as the age of information. Each and every activity, the use of information, use of right information is highly important. In the age of competition, without better information or relevant accurate information, no manager, no librarian will be able to obtain, prepare right decision. So therefore, obtaining a greater achievement in decision making process, we have to supply, we have to have better information. So each and every organization must have to gather quantitative information, qualitative information, all aspects of information relating to organization, so that better organizational decision can be obtained after having the quality information. So therefore, in that sense, management of information system is most important in that respect. Management, no effective decision can be taken and implemented to solve any problem unless the full information relating to the problem and its surroundings is made available to the management. So management information system can be defined as a formal method of collecting timely information in a presentable form in order to facilitate effective decision making and implementing in order to carry out organizational operations for the purpose of achieving the organizational goal. So a mesh is a system designed to provide selective decision-oriented information needed by management to plan, control and evaluate the activities of the cooperation. It is indeed without a framework. The emphasis emphasizes the profit planning, performance planning, control at all levels. It contemplates the ultimate integration of required business information subsystem, both financial and non-financial, within an organization. So therefore, management information system and its establishment in any organization is highly important. So libraries and information centers are commonly trained as information organization. These organizations serve information to the society. A library is performing huge tasks of its own. Library requires much relevant, up-to-date data and information for its own planning purpose. The total mass of information and the collected from the outside the library system, as well as the library, all self information within the library are to be properly organized, stored and retrieved for the purpose of planning. As planning is a continuous activity, thus continuous flow of information is to be verified, is to be proceeded and controlled and properly managed. The library and information scientists are needed to establish a management information system for their own. This means will provide all relevant, accurate, up-to-date, timely to all the levels of library managers, and then and there the the planning activities, organization activities, staffing, all the functional activities can be best done with the help of this information. So management information system is most important in library system. Information and data, they are two important concepts. Information must be differentiated from data. Data are facts that are not currently being used for decision making purpose. So when it is processed, assemblies, processed, analyzed, stored, evaluated and disseminated in a meaningful way, then it change into information. This information is very helpful to managers in all activities in running the organization. So value of information is much in the process of decision making. So decision making process is much dependent on the having of information. So management information system can be meant as a involved process. In this process, right decision can be derived regarding planning, operating and controlling of library entity. Then information. It is such information as regards to both library's internal and external affairs. This information is orally presented to the library managers in times of planning process. Then another system, that is a totality of information collected from all gamut of activities of library system. The collected information from each activity, each section, each body associated with the library system, each persons associated with the library, and each resources those are required to effect the library operations, all are integrated, exchanged, moduled and used. So all these things will collectively known as management information system. Thus management information system covers an organized body of information systematically procured from different aspects of library system and thus involves all library resources used itself and all information regarding all change agents and external forces. This totality of information is organized generally by a computer system. Thus, objectives of management information systems are to provide accurate, up-to-date information to management, to facilitate decision making, to facilitate sound planning, to have the present information regarding any component or operation of a library ran through previous planning, to have information regarding the effectiveness of any part of the library undergone through previous planning process, to understand the present situation and solve the problem by applying right information. So characteristics of management of information can be studied in that sense. The characteristics of information is that it is specific in nature relating to the problem under study. Number 2, it can be integrated to other elements of the library in such a form that result and effect of the organization can be measured and interpreted. Number 3, it must able to separate the kind of information from each entity. Number 4, it represents the synthesis of information at various levels of management. Number 5, it is very adaptive to change situation and responsive the changes accrued within the organization or structure. So therefore we see that the most accurate information, important information is the only basis and important features of management information system. Thereby the right decision can be obtained, right planning process can be achieved, everything can be done systematically within an organization. Management information system and its establishment highly important in an organization, especially in service organization. Then process of misdevelopment. So identification of information need of different levels of managers to be made, then defining and analyzing various types of decision taken in libraries, determining the types of existing policies, identifying and isolating the types of data that is relevant for decision making. Then number 5, establishing a mechanism and a set of procedures for gathering such data and processing this data into useful information. Number 6, this MIS center has all the hardware and software and all technical help necessary to gather all information at one location and store it out so that managers can find facts and in turn these facts into managerial information system. Thus, a good management information system to be properly processed and properly established so as to have better information as and when required. So a knowledgeous and experienced professional to be appointed and are necessary to run this complex and sophisticated management tool, because they will provide the information, they will process the information, they will collect the information, everything, right information, accurate information, needful information to be processed and procured by them and systematically managed and organized in different way, so as and when the different set, different format of information to be required by the librarian or authority, so as to run the and take the best policy or to take decision or to plan in a new way for better serving the users. So better management information system is highly necessary in an organization. Without this, a library cannot function effectively. But one thing is that management and system analysis are highly related. Until and unless management systems and system study are done effectively, so the functions cannot be made properly. So importance of management in the organization can be defined in such a way that most organizations have grown in size and complexity. This results in management being removed from the scene of the operations and hence must rely on the information provided to them by the line supervisors about any operational problems needing attention. The dynamics of the environment further add to the complexity of organizational operations. Some of the continuously changing factors affecting the amount and type of information that are known by us, that is economic factors, technological changes, social changes, political and legal changes. So all these changes are certainly affecting the organization, thereby the data and information are processed in a different way. So hereby it is changing quickly, readily changing. Form of information that are procured and organized are changed accordingly with the change of this situation. So third reason for the rapid growth in the field of MIS is the widespread use of computer capabilities. And computer system structure, everything is changing, so thereby the organizational pattern structure all will be changed, so it will be very effective and conducive with the systematic or computerized, or it is on the basis of their technological development. So computers are becoming less expensive to operate and have more capacity to store and retrieve more information, thereby information handling can be done through this computer very easily and effectively. So management information system will surely apply the computer. So designing of management information system with the help of computer is highly needful. A management information system basically is a set of procedures that are systematic and interrelated for gathering all pertinent data, processing this data into presentable form of information so that the management can take necessary action based upon this information. So systems should be designed in such a manner that number one, it supplies complete, accurate and timely data so that it can be used for effective planning and decision making. This should result in elimination of problems associated with inconsistent, incomplete, inaccurate data. It should identify and quantify the interrelated operational and performance variable and develops a relationship of these variables which can be projected to forecast future needs. It also facilitates control of present cost by merging the financial and production data to produce measures of performance which can be closely monitored. Number 4, it identifies the separate needs of all units of a decentralized organization in a cohesive manner so that these needs can be attended to without duplication and waste of efforts. It requires also that the data to be presented in a summarized form and in a manner so that action can be initiated without further much interpretation and analysis. Otherwise, the decision maker will feel in fix and they will not be able to take right decision. So therefore, it provides flexibility so that system can be changed and adapted to the change when necessary. So it is most important. So developing the effectiveness and of MIS is most important. In that sense, Stroner and Van Horn indicated that since the purpose of the management information system is to provide the necessary information for decision making purposes, the design and development of an effective MIS should be start with an analysis of the type of decisions and type of supporting situation in which the librarians generally get involved. These authors prescribes some ideas that defining and analyzing various types of decisions that are made, both operational as well as those related to policies within the organization to keep the organization going. And number two, determining the types of existing policies that influence or put constraints on the ways of decision are being made or should be made. Number three, identifying and isolating the type of data that is relevant and needed for making this decision. Number four, establishing a mechanism and a set of procedures for gathering such data and appropriately processing this data into useful information. So, it is necessary to have a central location for processing all information. This is a kind of management information center. This center has all the hardware, software, and all technical help necessary to gather all information at one location and sort it out so that a manager can use as and when he requires a particular type of information. This information will be used for decision making. Even though with this information center, the librarian themselves sort out the facts in order to formulate information as against the information being given to them by their subordinates. The basic philosophy of MIS remains that the decision system must be thoroughly analyzed, match the cost of benefits derived out of the system, and the system must be pre-tested and operated properly trained personnel. The information should be disaggregated and the similar decision should be aggregated. All information should be stored in the disaggregated data files. New data is added to the existing data in a given category as it is received. So, the actual mechanical method of information processing are designed and controlled for these systems are developed. This involves the establishment of steps for the purpose of collecting, storing, evaluating, transmitting, and retrieving information. So, computer can be best used to organize the management information system for better running. But one thing is that system analysis plays a pivotal role in the development of management information system. Without analyzing the organizational sections or departments, the effective collection of information cannot be made. And without the proper information obtained from this organization, the MIS will inactive. So system analysis is a most important core function of organizing a management information system. For that purpose, system analysis to be done. So we have to learn what is system analysis in this regard. So MIS is an integrated information system. So MIS collects information from all sectors of library and library associated activity, or any system working under a MIS program contributes the information based on which MIS functions. Thus, system analysis and its design can be shape the MIS very effectively. In that view, library is considered as a whole entity and equally considered as a system. But what is system? We can define the system as a system is a whole complex entity which consists of several parts or several sub-entities. Those are interrelated and interdependent functionally. They each have their particular objectives, they each have their particular functions, yet all are interrelated among themselves with a view to achieving the pre-stated organizational objectives. So therefore, library is a system, and library can be considered as a complex whole entity. Hayes and Bakers, R.M. Hayes and J. Bakers identified 7 subsystems in the library system. Number 1, acquisition section. Number 2, cataloging section. Next, circulation control section. Next, interlibrary loans. Then serial control. Next, reference service section. Next, administration and planning section. All these 7 sections constitute a total library system. Now Chapman Edward, he prescribed everything according to this system analysis guidelines. He prescribed that each section has its own objectives and accordingly it functions, but reducing the individual objectives of each section and conglomerating the all component parts which all together form a library system has a very common purpose of rendering library and information service to society. All these sections integrate into a whole complex entity, as library is a system and made up of different components. So the component parts are interrelated functionally and interdependent among themselves. A change in any section can affect any other section also, and finally affect the whole body, whole complex system. These subsystems are interrelated with other subsystems because all have their common purpose and at the same time they are interpreted. So the library can be represented system in the following way: that cataloging section, acquisition section, circulation section, reference section, serial section, and ultimately belong under the administrative and planning section, makes this library a whole complex entity that can be graphically represented through a model as given by Chapman and al. So library is an open system that interacts with its larger environment by drawing from that environment and exploiting to that environment. So library system analysis can be done to have better decision making for its own. So system analysis is a process of analyzing an entity, how it works, and to identify its objectives, what are the factors affecting it, and again to find out the procedure which can be able to produce desired result. Harold Bruco, the American information scientist, defines the term system analysis as a formal procedure for examining a complex process or organization, reducing it to its components, parts, and relating to these parts to each other and to the unit as a whole in accordance with any agreed upon performance criteria. So this thing is most important. Analysis is important function in the library. Without a system analysis, the important data cannot be obtained. So steps of system analysis can be enumerated as there are 6 basic steps that are used for system analysis. Number 1, defining and formulating all the problem under study. Number 2, identification of alternative solutions. Number 3, creating of models which fit the alternative ways. Number 4, finding out the cost and effectiveness of each alternative. Number 5, putting favorable for the recommendations for the particular alternative fits best. Number 6, implementation of the selected alternatives and continue the same. All the above states can be derived into 3 phases of development. The total work can be condensed into 3 activities. That is number 1, system analysis, then system design, system implementation. Within these 3 phases, the total library system can be explained. Now, system analysis can be done in the figure as library is an open system, indicates with its larger environment by drawing from the environment and exporting to that environment, and accordingly the analysis to be made systematically. So the start point will be represented and in the following diagram. So user analyst interface will be there, then problem to find out, problem definition to be made, then to solve the problem different alternatives to be thought out, and each alternatives meet the requirements or are able to solve the problem or not, that is to be think. So it will go another way. Yes, if they follow the requirements, then we have to construct the model. If the constructing the model will determine the cost effectiveness, thereafter we will prepare the economically justified or not. If not, it will go another line, and if we find it justified, then we will make recommendations, and if recommendation is made, then it can be accepted or not. If accepted, then it will be well implemented for making solutions. So total system analysis can be represented this schematic diagram showing steps of interactive process of system analysis. Now this reduction of the system into its component parts is the beginning of systems analysis. Relating these parts to each other and to the unit as a whole is the completion of the analysis. Such an analysis is undertaken while designing a new system, that is computerization. Analysis is the starting point for designing a new system. System analysis and system design together are thus a single compound concept. At this stage, it is possible to find out how this process of system analysis works. Now, steps of system analysis are, the process of system analysis is considered from 2 angles. One is from the viewpoint of problem solving, and other from the point of view of development of new points. So therefore, the total system analysis process can be stepped through 6 steps, and these 6 steps accordingly to be adjusted within 3 phases, that is system analysis, within which definition and formulation of the problem will come. Number phase 2, that is system design, where step 2, 3, 4 and 5 will appear. Step 2 means develop alternative design. Step 3 means build models which formalize the alternative design. Step 4, determine the cost effectiveness and the design alternatives. Step 5, for making recommendations. And phase 3, that is the system implementation, that is the step 6, that is implementation of the chosen alternatives for solving the problem. Thus a system life cycle depicted, where we will find that in system analysis, fact finding and fact analysis and formal reports to be prepared. Then designing system, in system designing, a database is to be properly created, clerical procedures to be achieved, some different programs to be taken, then processing centers to be find out, equipment and selection of methods to be find out, then personnel training is required, those who will be involved in this system design, and then finally the testing function to be done, and thereafter the system implementation will be made, where implementation method, personnel training and testing to be done, conversation to be made, maintenance to be continued, then auditing function to be made. So based on this total activities, the system analysis procedure can be achieved. Here we will Think another matter, generally application of the phase in the life cycle is highly interactive and interactive ongoing operations, which is usually accomplished at the subsystem level and contributes till the model system is modified and eventually supplemented. The functioning of a subsystem, on the other hand, is a very complex process and it varies from subsystem to subsystem. You can take one acquisition subsystem in our library system where we find first one is search. In search system, we can find 4 points, that in the library catalog for availability, number 2 in the order file, number 3 if yes we have to report, if no we have to proceed. Then the second point is accounting. Accounting is based on check budget. If no, we have to report. Then seventh point is that if yes, update expenditure account is required. Then ordering. Ordering which version the order to be presented. Then D, receiving and checking the check against order to be made. If correct, it to be returned. If incorrect, it is to be entered. So our analysis of the acquisition subsystem tells that it consists of 4 operations. Normally search, counting, ordering, receiving and checking. These 4 operations collectively consists of 11 elements. These 11 elements will fall under the 1, 2, 5, 9 and 8. 8 is the decision and the rest are the actions. So therefore, the acquisition subsystem can be displayed and shown how the work can be followed in terms of system analysis. Then flow charting function to be applied. Here an important a flowchart symbolizations as there, that is represented in PPT 13. The above symbols form the universal language of flowcharting and should be necessarily used, and accordingly evaluation to be made. At the end, evaluation performed. Front matter, table content to be supported, body will be there, introduction, problem, objective, scope and outcome will be there, methodology to be presented, results to be presented, conclusion to be made and back and ended matters to be given. So we can see that to run an organization in better way, management information system to be developed, that is first and foremost duties of the managers, and effective management information system require a computer designing system, hardware, software and technical processing, all this to be implemented over here. And at the same time, without making system analysis and system design and system implementation, the data cannot be effectively obtained from an organization. So before setting up management information system, a well designed method to be applied for system analysis and taking the better information, accurate information, relevant information, the management information system to be developed and procured and maintained, and based on which the information can be obtained, the proper planning and decision making can be done. So fair control and development can be made with the presentation and establishment of management information system in any organization. So thank you very much.